You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. Our goal here is always to cut through the noise, find those crucial insights, and give you a clearer path to understanding what's really happening in tech. Today, we've got some fascinating stuff lined up. We're looking at new ways to control tech processes, but also some, well, unexpected challenges that are really pushing boundaries. It's all about who sets the rules, really. Okay, so let's start with something practical. If you're managing environments, this is relevant. Pulumi ESC, they've just launched this approvals feature. It sounds like a way to, maybe tame that Wild West feeling you sometimes get with configurations. I've definitely been there with unexpected changes causing chaos. It tackles that need for control, for accountability.
Absolutely. And what really stands out, I think, is how important this is for governance within an organization. It takes something that could be a real headache, environment configs, and makes it, well, auditable, compliant. Teams can now require someone to actually review and sign off before a change goes live in these ESC environments. So you get this verifiable record. For your team, it's not just another hoop to jump through. It's really about strengthening how things operate, providing that oversight, safeguarding deployments.
Right. That makes sense for, compliance, stability. But thinking practically, teams are often stretched pretty thin already. How does this not just become another bottleneck?
That's a fair question.
How do you make sure it helps, not hinders?
Well, the idea is it should fit into existing workflows pretty smoothly. It's not really meant to add friction, but to prevent, the much bigger time sinks, like unauthorized changes or buggy deployments causing huge problems later. By catching potential issues early, at that approval step, you actually avoid costly rollbacks, late-night debugging sessions. It can save time overall, can it?
Okay, that makes sense. Preventing fires instead of just putting them out. So that's about internal rules. But what happens when the rules of the game get challenged more broadly? Publicly. This next story, it's about Cloudflare and Perplexity AI. And it's pretty surprising. Cloudflare found that Perplexity AI has been using, they call them stealth, undeclared crawlers, basically bots sneaking around. They were bypassing the usual website rules, things like robots.txt, the digital keep out signs for bots, and even getting past web application firewalls, WAF rules, like a digital ghost, sort of trying to get past the bouncer.
Yeah, and this really brings up a big question, doesn't it, about the ethics of web crawling, about digital trust. Cloudflare sees this as, well, a pretty clear violation of the norms, the established ways responsible crawlers should behave. It forces you and us to think about the implications for AI needing all this data. How is it gathered? And Cloudflare's reaction was quite decisive. They delisted Perplexity as a verified bot. They're putting in new ways to detect this kind of behavior using heuristics, they said, and they're rolling out protections for all their customers, even people on the free plans.
That's a strong response.
Mm-hmm.
Seems justified, too. But does Perplexity's approach, maybe, while it seems ethically questionable, does it highlight a tension, between the old rules of the web and how much data these modern AI systems need? Is this like the start of a new kind of digital arms race?
It absolutely feels like it could be. Yeah. This whole incident, it really underlines that as AI keeps advancing, the lines around acceptable data gathering are being blurred. Tested. It puts pressure on everyone involved, right? AI developers, infrastructure providers like Cloudflare. They need to figure out and enforce these evolving norms. It feels like a critical point for fair access on the internet.
It's definitely something to watch. Okay, shifting gears a bit. From ethics to maybe a dose of reality, you've probably heard the buzz, claims that AI is making engineers massively more productive, like 10 times, even 100 times faster. And look, some people are seeing real benefits. The anecdotes are out there. Are we absolutely sure these claims are only exaggeration, or is something genuinely big happening for some teams that maybe our sources aren't fully capturing?
Well, connecting it to the bigger picture, the sources we looked at suggest these huge numbers are, likely exaggerated, maybe mathematically improbable even. Especially when you think about how software development actually works. It's complex, it's collaborative, it's not just churning out code. Sure, AI tools can give you a boost. Generate some boilerplate code quickly, maybe write a quick script, little bursts of efficiency. But they don't fundamentally replace, human thinking, iteration, real problem solving. I think the main takeaway here is, AI helps with specific tasks, but don't mistake that for some massive team-wide productivity leap. Not yet, anyway. It's kind of a refreshing view, actually. It reminds you that it's okay for engineers to focus on enjoying the work, on the quality, rather than just chasing maybe small speed gains.
Yeah, it makes you question how we even define productivity, doesn't it? Is it just raw output, or is it about building something good, something solid?
Exactly. Quality over just sheer quantity. Often the better long-term bet.
So we've covered some interesting ground, from Pulumi Approvals, helping with workflow governance, to the ethical tightrope with AI web crawling, and now this reality check on AI productivity hype.
So what's the bottom line here for you? In this time of, incredibly fast tech changes, it really makes you think, who actually gets to define the rules of the game for things like ethical AI or even how we measure productivity? And maybe how does your engagement with all these questions actually help shape where tech goes next?
That's the big question, isn't it? Thanks for joining us for this discussion today. Stay curious, keep thinking, and we'll catch you next time.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.